On this week's episode of On Air with 912 Sports, we go back to one of the last OTAs in June, hosted by the Glenn Academy Red Terrace. Kevin Price and I will get a chance to talk to five 912 Sports coverage area coaches about where their football team stands halfway through the summer practice season.
Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Shawn Smoak and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoak, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Shawn Smoak, publisher of 912 Sports. And first up, I was able to talk with second-year head coach David Shores of the Brantley County Herons. With 2 off-season and a whole regular season under their belt, the Herons look to make improvements for year 2 under Coach Shores.
Welcome, sports fans. We're here now talking to Brantley County Herons head coach, Coach David Shores. Coach, you over here at a big OTA over at Glenn. Talk a little bit about what you hope to get out of this padded camp today.
Well, just trying to get good practice reps, Shawn, trying to get better. We've got some young guys having to step into leadership roles, and that's good for us this time of the year. By July, we hope to have all our guys on campus and have our starters there. But right now, we've got some backups in, starting positions and trying to get better and grow up, mature a little bit today.
Yeah, Coach, got to replace some big-time players, too. Guys like Carson Jacobs comes to mind.
Yeah.
Talk a little about who you got coming back and who you're going to be depending on.
Well, we got a lot coming back on defense and offense, really. We got about 6 on both sides. We're replacing 3 to 4 guys on both sides of the ball. Carson's a big piece of it as O-line, tight end, and a D-lineman. But, we got some young guys step in, do a good job. Hayden Hickox is really repping at tight end. He and Dennis Rawlerson, who's a young guy. Clark Carter today is taking our starting reps at quarterback. He's never played quarterback. He's been our starting linebacker, but doing a really good job for us. Very cognitive kid. Replacing a couple of guards on the O-line. So they're growing up today. This is really good competition for them. So it's a great opportunity to get better.
Right. Well, it's your second year. This is your second off season.
Yeah.
So guys are a little bit accustomed to what, Coach Shores' plan is.
Yeah.
How are they adapting here in this second year?
Well, they understand the expectation now, so that's a better thing. We've still got some growing up to do. Our upperclassmen have got to fall in line, and they're starting to. Our younger kids are really solid. They bought in from the get-go. So it takes a process to build a culture, and it's getting there a lot easier than it was last year.
Now, how about your staff? Are you running with the same guys, or you got some new guys added to the staff?
Yeah, I lost my defensive coordinator back in the spring, but I was really fortunate able to get Bill Foreman from Camden County come up with our defensive coordinator, strength coach, and head track coach. Does a great job. He's already made an improvement on the defensive side of the ball, so really excited to have him. Also got a young coach from Cook County coming over, and Corey Fulton is going to work with our corners, doing a great job, so excited to have him as well.
Right. Well, Coach, you guys get better today, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you.
Tucker Pruitt moved to Appleton from Fitzgerald just before school got out last May. He was gracious enough to share with 912 Sports where his Pirates stand as of today.
All right, sports fans, we're here with Coach Tucker Pruitt, head coach of the Appleton County Pirates. Coach, we talked to you a couple weeks ago. You guys were just getting things going, trying to find out where the pieces of the puzzle fit. Talk a little bit about what the last couple weeks have been to you, and if you have some of that puzzle figured out.
We're getting there. We've done some 7-on-7. We've done some team workouts. We're installing, and our guys are learning, and we're coming here today and getting some good live reps. And I think when you get this opportunity with the full speed reps, I think some of them are finding out they may not know it quite as well as they need to know it. So there's going to be plenty to coach, but we're getting better. The kids got good attitudes. They're showing up. They're working hard, and we're just trying to get better each and every day.
Yeah, and this OTAs, this is 11-on-11, not 7-on-7, so you get a chance to see your big linemen, get a chance to see your run game. Talk a little bit about how important that is to you guys.
Well, we got a long way to go in the run game, but like you said, when we come here, we get to put on pads, once in June and once in July. We definitely want to prioritize the run game and get an evaluation of where we're at there, and we've got some work to do. Like I said, a lot of it is self-inflicted right now, missed assignments, busted assignments. It's only June, but we got a lot of work to do, but I'm hopeful that if we'll keep at it, that we can get it. Our kids, like I said, they're showing up and they're learning, and we got some great film that we'll be able to go take back and show them tomorrow and show them the mistakes, and just keep crawling forward.
Exactly. Well, Coach, we're just a couple of days away from the second dead period. What's in store for the Pirates after the second dead period's over?
We're going to come back and get to work. It's getting kind of scary because we're running out of time. We got a lot of work to do and a little bit of time to do it. We got this good film today, good evaluation today. We'll come back tomorrow and correct some mistakes, and then we're gone for 10 days. And when we get back, we've got 2 weeks. The first week will just be us at the house working together, polishing, and then the second week we'll have another padded camp at Cochran at Bleckley County High School. And then after that, it's acclimation and then scrimmage and right into the season. And so we got to make the most of every day because, like I said, we got a long way to go still.
Right. And speaking of scrimmage, you doing 2 in the fall, or are you just doing the 1?
We're just doing 1. We've got Bacon County on the 1st, and then we'll have nobody, and then we'll start the season off at Ware County.
Good deal. Well, Coach, you guys go get better. We'll catch up with you down the road.
Yes, sir.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Lone County had their best year ever on record in 2024. Head coach Mike Feaster believes that his Blue Tide can improve on the 2024 season. He shared some of those beliefs with Kevin Price.
All right, we're here with Coach Feaster for Lone County at Glenn Academy. And, Coach, I guess let's just talk about the off-season in general. How's it been for Lone County?
It's been great. We've grew our roster size. We're about 75, 80 kids.
And we have a big freshman group, and so they've done we did spring with freshmen and a varsity spring again this year and played a spring scrimmage. So that was great for us. It's a long haul from January until May of working. And so it's good to get that couple weeks of spring in and play a scrimmage and have somebody to go against and something to teach off of. So it was a great offseason for us.
And obviously this padded camp is just kind of a part of the process coming out of spring, part of the summer process with 7-on-7s and whole 9 yards. Talk about what you're seeing out of your team here today.
So this is our first summer activity. Like we just work out every day and run. We don't do a lot of 7-on-7s, so we don't throw it very much. But we like to do a one-day, high energy OTA in June with some really quality opponents so our kids can see it. And so this competition today with Appling and Glenn and McIntosh and Brantley, it's a great group. So it's been really good for our kids, very competitive. I've been very happy with our performance so far.
Well, just talk about some of the kids that are standing out, whether it's in the weight room or on the practice field, some of the kids you got coming back that you're expecting a lot of big things from this season.
We have a very talented senior class, a lot of skill players, seniors Courtney Charles and Tyler Gamble. Both play a lot on defense and play a lot on offense as well. On the line of scrimmage, we got Jeremy Rollins, who's going to be a senior. He moved in last year from Texas, and he's a basketball kid that's learning how to play football in the offensive line. He's going to be a good player for us. Dylan Tyler is going to be our quarterback and linebacker and a little bit of everything. Jason Familia is our returning leading rusher, just going to be a junior. And so we have some players that we think can really give us a chance to compete. We got to develop line of scrimmage. We're a little thin on the line of scrimmage. We don't have a lot of depth, but our first 15, 20 guys I think are pretty good.
Hey, Coach, some changes in the GHSA. I mean, some of this stuff started last year. We might talk to you more about this kind of stuff at the media day, but power rankings and all that kind of stuff. I know you're kind of big on social media and Twitter, and you get into some of that stuff. Yeah. How do you feel in general about some of this stuff and the way things are headed?
I really like the power rankings. I thought that was a good move. I think the way they weighted some of the stuff as far as the points you get for a win versus a point for your opponent's win, and I think they're talking about adjusting some of that the next time. I liked it. I still, for us, we're so isolated down here where we're at in our classification. The travel issue for us in terms of we get into these playoff games and our teams, whether it just be football, but our softball team traveled all the way to Lafayette for a first-round softball series. Soccer team had to go to Calhoun. So some of the travel stuff, and I don't think there's any way to avoid it. I don't know what it is, but that's a concern. And then I think the elephant in the room is going to be what are they going to do with this next cycle? Sounds like it's going to stay the same. In my opinion, we've got to figure out something with the private schools. And I know that gets me in trouble all the time, and I really don't care. But we're in a region with a bunch of public schools that are very similar, and then a school that's a lot different. And so that makes it challenging in the region. And I know they pull them out for the playoffs, but they're eating up a playoff spot from one of our public school teams in our region. And we're in a 9-team region. We only get one non-region game. So that as far as the playoff points go, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to pick up some points by playing some non-region games. We had one. We were fortunate to win it, but that just puts our region at a little bit of a disadvantage where we played 9 region games. So our opponent's win percentage is all the same pretty much. And so those teams that are in a 6-team or a 5-team region changes things. So I think there's some adjustments to be made. I like it overall. I think we got to address the private-public situation.
All right, Coach. We'll keep up the good work on the practice field and social media, and we'll keep up with you down the road.
Appreciate you guys help covering us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Mark your calendars now for the 11th annual 912 Sports Media Day hosted by Coastal Pines Technical College. This year's event will be held on Saturday, July the 26th at the Jessup campus of Coastal Pines. We'll kick things off about 8:30 a.m. and the public is invited and admission is free. So we'll see you there.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, sports fans. Coach Bradley Warren has entered his 7th season on the 2nd tour of duty with the McIntosh County Academy Buccaneers. He lost several good players to graduation, but he returned some all-region talent on both sides of the ball.
Coach, you get a chance to see what you guys can do 11 on 11 today. Talk a little bit about how these camps are important to you guys.
Well, it's really important. We graduated 18 starters. 8 of them were 3-year starters. So we've got a lot of new faces on the field, and just to see who's going to compete, who's going to be able to play in those positions, do what we ask has been big. We've seen some surprises today and some disappointments, but they're working hard.
Yep. And, Coach, you got some returning guys on defense. I know you got one of the state's best linebackers. Talk a little bit about him and some of the guys you're going to be counting on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Mekhi Jackson's back. He's not scrimmaging today. He rolled his ankle in a basketball game. But he's not here today. So we're missing a few, but it was a great opportunity to get, like we stepped in with Ernest McIntosh, got him some reps at linebacker, which is going to be needed because we're a little thin. We're going to have some players that have to play both ways, and we got to have a good sub when they need a rest.
All right. Well, let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Talk a little bit about it. If you got any guys coming back, and if not, who you're going to be counting on.
Well, the biggest returner is Ernest McIntosh at running back. He's a 3-year starter. Coming up, he started as a freshman, sophomore, and then it'll be this year. He's really had a good offseason. His attitude's good. He ran hard in the first scrimmage, so we're excited to see what he's doing. And then we got Jaden Lotson and Tyron Cummins behind him, so we're excited about our backfield.
All right. And you're going to have to replace your quarterback, a couple of receivers. Talk about who's going to be doing that for you.
Receivers were pretty deep last year. Everybody was overshadowed by Craig Battle. But we've got some really good receivers right now. Jonathan Wilson. We've got a few more that are battling. Jalen Drake's had a great offseason. We've got a few right now. Keyshawn Tyson, Mekhi Jackson's going to be at quarterback, and then Blake McMahon is taking some varsity reps as well. And then we've got a rookie quarterback who's going to get there.
He's going to get baptism by fire.
He's working hard. It's just new to him.
Exactly. Well, Coach, this is the last couple of days before dead period. What's on the other side of the dead period for the Buccaneers?
Well, we'll come back and get 5 practices in, and we host a big OTA as well. And Glenn will be there with a lot of the local area schools. So that'll be our next evaluation. Hopefully, we'll film these, get better off these, practice. Do another OTA, evaluate it, practice some more, scrimmage again in the preseason scrimmage, and then get ready for the fall.
Exactly. Well, Coach, you guys go get better. We'll catch up with you at your big OTA in July.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
One of the deans of the 912 Sports Coverage area, Rocky Hidalgo, is excited about his 2025 Glen Academy football team. He spoke with Kevin Price about hosting the premier OTA and the state of his 2025 football team.
All right, Coach Rocky, hosted an OTA today. Talk about hosting. You got to do more than just coach. There's a lot more involved, but you've done this several years now, so you must not mind.
Well, I don't know if I mind it, but if somebody else would do one and get it off my plate, I'd probably do it. But it's, I like having the guys come out here, see our, coaches like to come over here to get off your plantation a little bit and get on somebody else's plot of ground to work on. It's a good group of guys, a lot of setting up, especially because from a safety standpoint. We got to have cool down stations, a lot of water and ice out here. So it's a community effort. A lot of guys pitch in for that. Some of the business around here make sure we get ice and all that, and we really appreciate that.
We'll talk about coaching your team. Obviously, you were down right in the middle of things. Let's talk about what you saw out of the Red Terriers today.
Some good stuff. I felt like we were competitive. Obviously, putting in a new offense. There's some good things and bad things. We got a lot of corrections. We'll look at it on film. As we'll start that tomorrow, correct things and fix things. Kids are just learning what to do, and this is the first time we've seen somebody in a different color jersey. But I like what we're doing. I like our kids. I think this is going to be a good football team. I think defensively, this is going to be a really good team on the back end. I like where we're going with those crews.
Obviously, an OTA is different than the 7-on-7 because you do have the linemen added in there. So just kind of talk about where you are overall with your new offense.
Well, I think we're doing some good things. I think the kids are starting to come off the ball. We didn't get a lot of the calls we're supposed to make up front. We missed some of that stuff. But it's like when an old typewriter. I say an old typewriter. Nobody uses that. And one of those old typewriters when the keys all hit together. Sometimes we got guys punching multiple keys at the same time as we get jammed up there. And then other times we seem to do what we're supposed to do and we look really good. So it's about consistency and execution. We're just not there yet. That's not surprising.
And then defensively, you mentioned that the 7-on-7 against, at Ware County, that was the first time you'd gone against another guy.
Yep.
Did you see some strides made over here today that you maybe had made in a week or so?
I like our personnel. We got a lot of coaching to do. We've spent so much time coaching the offense. I would say we're probably a little behind defensively just in terms of the execution. We'll have to change our practices when we come back from the break. But I like our personnel. I think we're athletic on the back end. I like our linebackers, defensive line. I think it's a good group of kids, our best group of kids we've had in a while. I think we're going to have a good team.
Now, next week is a dead week. You've always talked about things kind of stepping up a notch in July. As you'll go through July and get closer and closer to preseason camps, to talk about what's coming up down the road for Glenn.
Well, we want to make sure our condition is getting where it needs to be and our acclimation. Our kids are, we're pretty loose in June about guys being here, but once July hits, we want to make sure our guys who are supposed to be here are here. If you're starting football on the acclimatization days, you're going to be way behind. So we want to make sure our guys are conditioned and acclimated to the heat so we don't have any issues and they can come out here and work.
All right, Coach, keep up the good work. We'll talk to you down the road.
Yes, sir. Go Terriers.
Hey, sports fans, don't forget to pick up the latest copy of 912 Sports on newsstands now. We'll be right back after these messages.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.